All right, everybody, thanks again for tuning into the channel. Thought I'd do something a little bit different this week. I'm going to make a how-to video. I've really gotten into salmon skein fishing for kings, especially early season kings, under a float. So I thought I would show you guys how I go about making my eggs for salmon season. So I've got a few different methods. I will probably over time make different videos of different curing methods I use, but this is probably the quickest and easiest way that I do it. I can do it in my hotel room if I'm up north for a couple days and I get a couple good fish with eggs that I can use the next day or a couple days later. I can actually cure them right in the hotel room this way, or you can do them in your home, whatever is easiest for you. But this is my probably most commonly used curing method for salmon skein fishing. So hope you guys enjoy the video. For those of you that have already been subscribed to the channel, I appreciate you. Hopefully you enjoy this video. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Drop me a like, send me a comment, share this video with people that you think would benefit from these videos, and let's get to it. Some of the things I like is I like a deep tin baking dish. A lot of times they come in packs of 2, some scissors, some paper plates, some 1-gallon Ziploc bags, and I also really like these. I've been using these and they work awfully well. It's a Food Saver vacuum sealer and a Food Saver Ziploc bag. So what that allows me to do is to have control over exactly how much suction or how much air, how much pressure I put on that vacuum sealed bag. A lot of people have said, you know, when they use the actual vacuum sealers, they'll pop eggs because essentially they're gonna keep sucking the air out until it can get no more. But this kind of allows you the flexibility to get most of it out to the point where it starts to seal around the eggs, but doesn't put so much pressure on them that it destroys them. So the first thing is, obviously this fish was bled out immediately upon catching. I just you go down to the gill where the gills connect, and then I take some scissors. You can actually use these Rapala scissors. They actually work quite well. I snip all the gills, and then I snip that artery right where the gills connect underneath the fish's neck, and then that'll allow the fish to be bled out, killed humanely, and it also preserves the meat and it preserves the eggs. So the fish was bled out. These eggs have been sitting overnight, wrapped in paper towel, mostly just to soak up any excess blood and to kind of dry them out a little bit. We have 2 king salmon skeins. Okay, now this fish was caught yesterday. So I'm taking the towel off the egg. Paper towel off the egg. So here are my 2 skeins. They're dried out, and then we did get a little more blood and some of the juices out. So next thing I'm going to do is, now some people do this by hand, some people do it with scissors, but I'm just going to take these scissors and I'm going to go through the middle of the skein and I'm just going to snip it. So you guys will see a membrane and you'll see like a part where the eggs are connected, and then you'll see they're kind of folded over. So you're going to go down the part of the eggs. I know some people like to pull these apart by hand. I just go through and snip them with scissors. And then essentially what that's going to do is that's going to open the skein up. So I'll cut those down the middle of the eggs for you guys and show you what they look like when they're open. All right, so this is what the eggs are going to look like once they've been butterflied. They're opened up, the membrane's down, and the eggs are up. So now that we got them here, so this is something I do that's a little different than what other people do. I know there's a couple guys out there that like to do this. I'm going to cut mine up into bait-sized pieces before I cure them. That way, once they're all cured up and they're dried and they're sealed up in their bags, the next time I'm opening them up is going to be to fish with them. So once I do this, they'll be essentially ready to fish. So I'm just going to go down the middle, and I'm going to cut right down the middle of the skein, and you want to make sure that you get the membrane. Oh shoot, I didn't pull this apart all the way. Get a little more here. Again, you don't want them too bunched up. You want them nice laid them out real nice so that way you get a part of the membrane. That's gonna be the part that you put on your egg loop knot. There you go. All right, so now that that's all set, I'm gonna go down again, down the middle here. All right, so now I should have a strip, yep, just like that, of eggs. Oh, missed a little bit. All right, so now I have 2 strips here. I'm gonna get a couple strips out of this one. Same thing right down the middle. And then a lot of times if there's like a couple little threads hanging on, I'll just go through and pull them off. Okay. And then I'm going to go through and cut these across as well. Actually, I may actually get a whole nother row out of these rows. So I'm going to cut them into fourths actually, not just into halves. All right, so now we have our eggs all spread out on paper plates. Now again, everyone kind of does this a different way. Some people will, kind of stack them on top of each other. Some people will sprinkle the cure down on the plates first. I've done it both ways. I haven't really noticed anything good or bad doing it either way. So just for time's sake, I'm just going to do it like this today. So I got them all out on paper plates. Now, there's a few different cures I like to use. This is one I've found to be very effective, and it's probably one of the easiest ones. It's Potski Fire Cure, Baraxo Fire. Sorry, not Fire Cure, Baraxo Fire Cure. Fire Cure, for whatever reason, maybe I'm just not doing it right, but whenever I use Fire Cure, even by the instructions, they're very like wet and juicy. The eggs are preserved really well, but they start falling off the skeins. This one I found when you cure them for a day and a half, 2 days, and then you let them dry out and you package them. When you take them out, even a year later, these eggs are good to go. They're good to fish. They thaw out and they're still, they're tacky enough to where they stay on the hook sometimes for, 10, 20 casts. So this is the one I've been using probably the more often. Red's kind of my go-to. I do use the natural and I do use the pink, but I found that red works the best. When the water is clear, I will use natural. Even a lot of times I'll use like, Coho and King Skeins. I haven't really found out, one's better than the other, but I have found red works more often than not. And the natural one works if the water is really clear, really slow moving water. I do like the natural, but just for today, I don't have a lot of the red cured eggs left. So I'm going to be using the red today. So with that being said, I'm going to open. And then the nice thing is because I'm not dual layering, I can sprinkle a little more of these on the egg. So I'm just going to kind of go around and I'm going to do this. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle the cure on top of the eggs. On the table, honey. All right, so now that I got the eggs covered, I put a generous layer on top. Now I'm just gonna put them into a Ziploc bag. Now remember, when they hold onto it tight, so when they fall in, it doesn't pull it out of your hands. Don't move, just hold it right there, okay?
So why'd you put purple cure in?
It's red.
It looks purple.
I know, it's red.
It looks purple.
And then once the cure is in there, I'm gonna kind of roll it around in a bag. Just to kind of apply it. You can kind of massage it a little bit. But just putting fewer eggs and separating them in a couple different bags gives you kind of the flexibility to kind of do that. Where if you pack them and you can't. Hey. I've got both skeins covered with cure. I've kind of rolled this one around in the cure a little bit here, and I don't see any parts of the egg that don't have stuff on them. Now I'm going to take the second bag, the one I just put the eggs in. I'm going to roll this one around too. And you just want to get the cure mixed around over all the eggs. Now this does have a couple different steps to it, like I said. So we cut the skeins up into bait-sized chunks. We sprinkle the cure all over the eggs. I put a pretty generous helping on there. I like them to be a little, I don't want to over dry them, but I like them to be drier. I just found that they stick a little better to the hooks. And then what's going to happen is these are going to get real juicy. And this bag's gonna fill with juice. And then what you wanna do is, as often as you can, roll these around in these bags. And that's why I kinda like to do it in the morning. So I kinda have the entire day to continue to mix this around, just so the cure gets through all the eggs real good, and it preserves all the eggs. And then, tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, I'll take these eggs out and I'll actually put them on paper towels just to get any remaining juices out. And that's what we're gonna use this for. The pan is just gonna be to lay these all out in a paper towel, get them dried out a little bit, and then they'll be ready to package. I'm gonna be doing a little bit more king fishing. I have some eggs left from last year, but basically all these eggs that I just got, I'm gonna, vacuum seal them, and they're gonna be stored so that next year, when it comes time to start fishing for kings, I've got readily available bait. So, all right, everybody. So here is the final product. A good, there's a chunk right there. You can see how it's kind of held together because we have that membrane still attached. You'll kind of put your egg loop knot over those eggs and have a good size chunk of eggs floating by those salmon that they won't be able to resist going by and chomping it. And yeah, so that's basically how I do it. I'm gonna let these dry for, I don't know, 10, 12 hours. And then they'll kind of dry a little bit and they'll get really tacky. And then I'm gonna be putting them in vacuum sealed bags. And I have a way to vacuum seal where you shouldn't damage any eggs. The last couple of years I've done it this way. I haven't had any eggs, or at least I haven't noticed that I'm breaking eggs. So I'll show you guys how that works. It's a little miniature food saver device that I'm pretty sure you can get on Amazon or Walmart. But anyway, we'll show you guys that process next in about 10 hours or so. See you then. All right, everybody. So we've cured the eggs for about 36 hours. And then I laid them out, the chunks, on layers of paper towel, and I've let them dry now for about 5 or 6. All right, so now we've labeled our bag so we know the color and what kind of cure we use, because I do use different cures when I'm doing this. So we're gonna place the chunks of skein in the bag. All right, everybody, so here's what we have. It's a little food saver, and then basically you put this right there. It'll draw all the air out, and then what you do is you just stop when it starts really putting pressure on the bag. So basically you'll see like all the fluids start to kind of come out here like this. You don't want to go too much more once you see that start happening, and there shouldn't be any eggs that get ruined from doing this. Like I said, I've been doing this for a few years now, and it's always worked just great. Here we go. Just kind of start doing it until it gets tight. And that's it. So as you can see, oh, you probably do a little more actually. Still pretty loose. There we go. Now all the air's out of that, and those eggs should stay good for a long time. You can double vacuum seal them. Once they're frozen, sometimes I'll reseal them in another bag just to ensure that no moisture or oxygen gets in there. But again, you can make your own decision there. We'll do this one. Same thing. You want it to be relatively tight, not too tight. Right there. And that, my friends, is a couple days of skein fishing for king salmon right there. Well, all right, you guys, hopefully you enjoyed that video. Hopefully it was informative and it helps you if you've never cured salmon eggs before for fishing. Hopefully this was informative, and by all means, if you guys have any questions, you can drop them in the comment section. I always try to respond to comments, so looking forward to hearing from you if you have any questions, or if you got a cool way that you like to cure them that you'd like to share with me, I'm all ears. So again, look forward to making some more of these videos as we get into fall steelhead fishing, and then I'm really excited about getting the boat out early, June, late May, and we're going to be doing a crap ton of fishing out of the new boat that we got at the end of this summer. So again, you guys stay tuned. Appreciate everybody that subscribed. Until next time.